Hello, my beautiful friends from around the world. Today's reading is news regarding your manifestations, news, information from your guides, from source, energy, from your higher self. I'm Carolee, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Here, I help to bring you clarity through life's toughest challenges to help you align with your true self and attract all of the good things that you are worthy of. I have 3 piles for you to choose from today. Number 43, or pile 1, is number 43, Womb, with the tiger's eye. Number 34, or pile 2, is number 34 with Spirit Weaver, with the black obsidian. And pile number 3, number 37, the mountain, with the blue tiger's eye. Take a deep breath. Focus on the question, what news do you need to hear regarding your manifestation? And choose the pile that resonates with you the most. When you're ready, in the description box, you'll find a timestamp that will take you right to your reading. Thanks so much for being here. As always, I appreciate you and I love you, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1 friends. Thank you for being here. You chose card number 43 with Womb. 4 plus 3 together is 7. 7's the number of alignment, or needing to get into alignment if you find that you have been thrown off for whatever reason. It's a reminder that you are loved, the universe is here with you, the universe has your back, and that you have an infinite potential of what you can create. I love this card. Isn't she so beautiful? Everybody loves a pregnant woman. And then we have here the Fibonacci sequence, or the golden ratio, balance, everything maybe in divine timing. We have a little bird here whispering secrets in her ear, and she's holding on to the bird's nest. This could be a robin. Those look like robin eggs. My sister's name is Robin, but so the name Robin could be significant. That came to my mind for some of you. Maybe you are waiting to give literal birth to something, but see, her cloak is also like a magical cloak, a mystical cloak, where inside of her heart, inside of her belly, her sacral and her sacral chakra, solar plexus, something's brewing inside of you, with the Fibonacci sequence also coming on her belly here, and these roses, a lot of flowers around her blooming. She's very calm and serene during this process of giving birth, or creating life inside of her, whether that's literal life or giving life to an idea, a project, something like that. We're going to get into your tarot cards. I pre-selected some cards for you, some oracle cards and tarot cards, and then we'll pull some clarifiers if we feel the need to. But I'm getting this sense of just finding serenity as you create. There's no, a spirit saying, don't race to the finish line. Things takes us, birthing a new project, a new idea, some manifestations can take time. I know there's a lot of talk right now around, Neville Goddard's idea that you can manifest anything you want in 3 days. But what Spirit has been telling me and guiding me to understand through my own manifestation work and study is that sometimes you need to experience not necessarily the opposite of your manifestations, but you need to experience the journey. And that's what Abraham Hicks talks a lot about as well. It's not necessarily about the end goal, it's the journey. I'm going to tell you a quick story because I can relate to just this picture here. When I was pregnant with my daughter, because there was a lot of stress and trauma, and I was in a very abusive relationship at the time. So, during my pregnancy, I didn't take the time to enjoy the process of connecting with her. I mean, we had moments together. I did my advanced reiki attunement and class when I was pregnant with her, so that was really special for us to share in that alignment, that attunement to reiki healing energy. And I talked to her and sang to her and things like that. But I don't really have any pictures. I might have 2 or 3 pictures from pregnancy. I really didn't bask in the glory of the process of giving birth. I didn't honor myself and her the way that I had wanted to because of other things that were going on. I was very distracted. And then towards the end, I even ended up in the hospital. I was on bed rest for a little bit. And I was so upset about all of that. And meanwhile, I was trying to help and protect and save her father from himself. He struggles with addiction. And I was trying to learn a lot about trauma and addiction and what was going on and how to help him, and being very controlling. I started going to Al-Anon a lot at that time. And I was focused on other things, but not on the process of gestation, of growing this baby inside of me, of nurturing her and honoring her. And then what happened at the end was that I was so quick to kind of want it to be over, right? And pregnancy, let me tell you, pregnancy is not a joy for every woman, every biological woman or person who's deciding to have a baby grow inside of their body. It can be very difficult. It's not necessarily an easy process, especially when you have other things going on. But what I'm hearing, Spirit, with this story, why I'm telling you this story, but I think it's to kind of help you understand that manifestations are a process. They are a journey. They're not always ready if you were to force them and push them out within 3 days. If you are struggling with the timing of your manifestations, the more you relax and let go and allow Spirit to guide you and help you and bring things to you, right? Not necessarily having so much control over the outcome, but wanting something or wanting to feel a certain way, and then allowing Spirit to surprise you with even more magic, wonderful things, you might find the process more enjoyable. You might really love the outcome and what Spirit actually brings you versus what it is that you're really forcing and trying to create, trying to bring to fruition before it's ready to birth into the 3D world. So I think that's where I was going with that story. But at the end of all of that, I had a difficult pregnancy, and at the end, my daughter was born 3 weeks early on International Women's Day, but I had an abruption, so it was a bit of an emergency as well. And so there's so many layers to that story, and I don't know why I even brought it up, but there's something about, in this reading, there's something about allowing the process to unfold naturally and beautifully, and taking your time through this journey, through your manifestations, really with the tiger's eye, really getting rooted and grounded and feeling safe and secure before you bring into the light this manifestation. Then when you manifest it, if you focus on your healing, nurturing, self-love, and feeling at ease in yourself and your body, in this moment, in this present moment, when you actually give birth to this thing, when your manifestation comes into the 3D reality, so you can feel it, touch it, taste it in the now, you'll maintain it. You'll be able to keep it. It won't feel triggering to you. It won't feel like it's not for you. Sometimes we want these really big things, but emotionally we're not ready. We have other traumas or wounds that even though we want these, let's say love, we want this beautiful soulmate to come into our lives. If we're not ready and healed and feel whole and fulfilled within ourselves, when we do get that person into our lives, we're not going to recognize them the way that we expect to, or the way that we want to, or the way that they need us to, or the way that your soul yourself needs to accept this love into your life. And so that love comes in, and then you experience all these like triggers that have been that are left inside of you unhealed. It triggers your fears, from painful past experiences, abandonment issues, all that kind of stuff, right? And this is about love specifically. Or let's say you're wanting to manifest success and give birth to a new project. Let's say you start to get success, but then the success feels really triggering to you. You feel like, oh my God, am I actually worthy of this? Can I do this? Can I get them results? And there's all these fears that come up when you're starting to manifest those things. And then what happens when you start to manifest things, but you have all these unhealed wounds inside of you and they get triggered, then you sort of push those manifestations away and say, oh my God, I'm not ready for that, without understanding that that's actually what's happening inside of you. Okay, so there's something about timing, about patience here, about allowing the process to unfold when it comes to your manifestations, but also about protection. Like, you are divinely protected. Look at how she's protecting these eggs for this little birdie here. Being a mother figure to your ideas, to your manifestations, to your children, to other people, whatever, means nurturing, love, support, guidance, the art of allowing things to come into fruition. When you're a mother, you're there, or a parent, you're there to guide your children, not necessarily control everything that they're doing. You're there as their guide, to allow them to make mistakes, allow them to learn in the process of growing. And not to do everything for them. So there's something about that as well. Spirit and your team, your spirit guides, and even your higher self are like, in this process of unfolding, what you're learning how to do what it is that you're trying to manifest, so that when it does come into your life, you can hit the ground running, so to speak. So I'll show you some of these cards. We have, there you go, they went this way. The High Priestess, the Sun, Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Swords reversed. So something hidden is about to be revealed. With the Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords can be about betrayal, self-sabotage, overcoming self-sabotage because it's in the reverse position. I tend to look at it as something, and anyway, in this reading, but something about to be revealed, or even something hidden. It's not always sinister, right? But it's almost as if when you are ready, it will be revealed in perfect divine timing. Now, I know that divine timing sounds very triggering for some people. I want it now, but again, when you're ready, it will be revealed. When you're at the point in your manifestation journey where you are ready to give birth, because if you give birth too early to a project or to a baby, quite literally, they can have all sorts of issues, health concerns, neurological developmental delays, like all these issues that can arise when you give birth to a project or to a thing too early. So there's something that you needed to align with the alignment here in the High Priestess. There's something that you needed to align with to gain knowledge. When I'm looking at this card right now, it's as if you're getting all these downloads from Spirit, integrating them, understanding them, learning all these lessons in your life, integrating them into your whole being. And then when that is fully complete and you have maybe up-leveled your skills, your intuition, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and work on, when you are ready, then it's going to, I'm hearing, catapult into your reality spontaneously. And it's going to feel like absolute magic when it does come into your life. And it's going to feel almost surprising, not because you're surprised that the manifestation manifested, but because you've been so focused on caring for yourself, nurturing yourself, honoring yourself, being slow and methodical, and focusing on self-love and care and worshiping your body and all of these things. And then as you're doing that, the manifestation, or you're showing the universe that I'm ready, I know it's coming, and I can slow down a little bit. I don't need to force it. I can step back and relax and allow the process to unfold. And then so when it comes in, it's like, oh my God, I almost forgot that I had wanted to manifest that. Or I let go of the process so much that now that it's here, oh my God, I'm like shocked in the way that it came to fruition. It's so perfect. I couldn't have created it myself. Like, it's just so perfectly timed in its timing, but also in its execution, that everything you've ever wanted falls into place magically. And it's because you let go. It's because you surrendered to the process. It's because you focused on nurturing yourself and loving yourself and not rushing through to get to an end goal that perhaps wouldn't feel so delicious, beautiful, fulfilling if you had gotten it in the past, or when you really were trying to force it into reality. But now that you're ready, it's going to come in like I'm hearing fireworks, but like magic, but like fireworks. Like, I love this Sun card. It's probably one of my favorite. I mean, this deck is one of my favorite decks, but it just, like the Big Bang, right? It just magically appears when everything is aligned. Mind, body, soul. I think what's going on here with the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Swords in reverse, I mean, I already said it, but instead of forcing it through, you're really focusing on your intentions with the Ace of Wands. Divinely guided inspiration, your intention, what it is that you want to manifest, focusing on visualizing it, feeling it in your body, feeling it in your life, feeling as though it has already happened. This card specifically, the Ace of Wands, I love because it's like her third eye is on fire here, or his third eye is on fire, and it's you can see it so clearly. It feels so real that because of this work, manifesting with intention, with consciousness, with alignment in your mind, body, soul, being receptive to the downloads, to the information, to the lessons, to the journey, is going to, and again, like, look at all this, like this flame bursting out of her, flame bursting into her. Even this sun here, it's like, because when in this card in reverse, it's like the sun, rather than the moon shining light on this person, it's almost as if the sun is rising and something is about to be revealed very quickly. So I don't know exactly what it is that you're manifesting. It's very magical though. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, it's coming. And the more you relax into the process and take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and focus on those divinely guided inspirations. And now there's a lot of confusion around taking action towards your manifestations and following your divinely guided inspiration and taking action towards your dreams and your goals. yeah, you don't necessarily have to force things. You don't have to force things into reality. You don't necessarily have to take action. But what you do is get quiet, focus on your alignment, receive, be open and receptive to the downloads. And then what divinely guided action is, or divinely guided inspiration, and the action that you take from that inspiration is when you're receptive, when you're in that receptive, open mode. Open to guidance, from your higher self, from the universe, whatever you want to call it, your higher power. It just feels like the natural next step. And this is what Abraham Hicks talks about. It just feels right. So much so that when you are living from a place of alignment, and you feel good in yourself, and you get an idea to do something, go to the beach, go to this coffee shop, write this social media post, whatever it is, right? These little things that just feel like the logical next step. They just feel really good to you. They just feel easy and light. That's spirit talking through you. That's your higher self communicating with you that this is the next step. This is the next step. This is the next step. Following the breadcrumbs until that big manifestation either appears as if by magic, or if you find yourself 6 months later, a year later, a week later in your manifestation without really realizing that you've been on the journey towards it this whole time. I hope that makes sense. And then suddenly it's revealed, or it appears, or you look around you and you think, oh my God, this is exactly what I was manifesting, even if it shows up a little bit differently, right? Sometimes you see it in your mind's eye, shows up a little differently. So we don't always recognize it right away when it's there. Like I said the other day, oh, I wish I had like a friend, a mom friend to just like have a glass of wine with and talk to, share stuff with. And then my daughter's friend's mom from daycare, like we picked them up, and we've known each other for a little bit at school, and they invited us over for dinner, and we had a glass of wine, and we talked about India and meditation and healing and the spirit journey, and like she's in IT and her husband is in project management, and totally different from what I do, but their life story, how her life journey unfolded, she just followed her divinely guided inspiration, not knowing, not intentionally manifesting, but like following these like little bursts of information. Oh, you know what? Let's go on vacation. I'm going to put my resume on Indeed and just, whatever, see what happens. And then within 5 days, she got a phone call and an interview in Canada, and they were living in India at the time. And then just everything really unfolded as if by magic. Even meeting her husband was, she says that it was like destiny, and in India, they were from different castes in the community, in their culture, and had a love marriage, and her family was originally, not all for it, but the life that they've built here and together is so beautiful, so magical, and they just followed their, intuitive guidance towards each other and then with each other on this beautiful journey. And the story was so magical. I'm like sitting there thinking, I think that the next day, I don't know why, I'm telling you guys all these stories, but the next day I'm thinking, oh my God, I got my manifestation. I got this wonderful friend who's very aligned with the teachings that I'm promoting and talking about. We had the glass of wine that I wanted, talked about motherhood the way that I wanted to. Even their home, the way it was set up, is very much like the visualizations that I have of the life that I want to manifest in South America. Like I have this dream of opening up a retreat center in South America, in Peru somewhere, and like the house, the way it was set up, like was very similar into in my mind, what I could picture. And so that is a piece of my manifestation coming to fruition, right? And it's not exactly the same thing. And then when you get into that where you're experiencing something that's not exactly what you want, but very similar, you can clarify, okay, so I'm on the right track, because The things that I'm manifesting, the way I want to feel, the experiences I want to have are coming into my life, even if it's not that really one big thing that you're looking for. But look at the sequence of events that's leading you towards your end result. Are you experiencing more joy in your life? Are you connecting with people who are aligned with you? Are you feeling good throughout your days, better and better and better and better than you did before? Those are all signs that what you want is coming. The big manifestation is coming. It's going to be revealed to you, and maybe what you're experiencing through me telling you the story is little by little, little by little, little by little, you're making your way until one day you're going to be in it and realize, oh my God, I manifested this. And that is the realization. Maybe that's what this is talking about, the Ace of Wands. That's the realization that I manifested what I wanted. Like, look back, if you keep manifestation journals, look back in your journal and like, what does it say? Okay, so I pulled some oracle cards. In silence, peace prevails. So that goes really well with the womb card over here. Oh, look at, oh my gosh, you guys, I just noticed this. She has a bird sitting on, or an owl. Can you see that? Sitting on her shoulder. They're both wearing, like, she has a crown on her head with this like emerald stone, and she has sort of stones and beads in her hair as well. Oh, wow. She's like holding on to these eggs, looking down. It's like she's doing the same sort of thing, meditating, taking care of herself. It's like just this tree in the background, forest. Look at, oh my God. I'm taken aback, I think, by the synchronicities in these cards. Little bird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Nurturing yourself, focusing on nurturing yourself is going to bring your manifestations into fruition. And before you know it, it's going to appear maybe, in your life, and you won't even realize it. I think because you're so full of joy, full of self-love. You've been working on balancing yourself, coming into alignment, mind, body, soul, healing from the past. And as you do that, while at the same time focusing on your inspired, your vision, and taking divinely guided action, or even just, visualizing or connecting with the end goal of what you want intuitively and within every cell of your body, it's going to come, and you're going to be like, oh my God, it happened for me. Not in the way I expected, but it did. And I'm so grateful and in awe of how this works. I think a lot of you are very intuitive naturally. Just grounding, protecting your energy. How did these pop out? Let me put them in the order they came out. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Oh my goodness. New moon in Sagittarius. Could be a sign. Something could be happening in the new moon. A phase of the new moon in Sagittarius. Nothing is yet set in stone. I think that's what I'm hearing with that is have no fear, right? I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in how we manifest and, oh my God, what if I manifest the wrong thing? And nothing's set in stone. Everything is always changing, and you're always moving towards something. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your energy, how you feel inside of your body. The more you feel good, the more you'll manifest really good things. It's kind of that simple. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So we have two new moon energies here. New moon in Sagittarius, new moon in Pisces. Could be during Pisces season. Sagittarius season. I didn't actually look up. I'm not sure when the new moons are in these signs, but it could be big changes are happening between December and February coming up. Or like November, March, if you want to widen that time frame. New moon, and another new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. The Lionsgate portal could be really important for you, 8/8, for abundance. So I'm going to say, like, even let's expand it from August until March. For anybody watching, that could be a significant time frame for you of acceleration, big changes happening. Or it could be Sagittarius, so like November to next August. So November 2022 to August 2023. Or it could be reversed. It could be this coming up now. But with this card, nothing is set in stone. I don't like talking about timing, because the most important predictor of success, of knowing when your manifestations are coming, is focusing on nurturing yourself, loving yourself, feeling good within yourself. The more you feel good, the faster and easier your manifestations will come into your reality. To not focus so much on the end goal or on the timing. When you let go and surrender to the process, things manifest a lot faster, as if by magic, and you look around and think, oh my God, I almost forgot. And it's not like, I want to say that a lot of manifestations talk about surrendering or letting go or try to forget, but it's almost like, especially for trauma survivors, the more you try to forget and not think about your manifestations, the more you do. That's just how your brain works, especially as a trauma survivor. Your brain fixates and wants and desires something because it's so dysregulated in this moment with what's happening or what has happened in the past. So it's very hard to surrender the way that traditional spiritual teachers and manifesting coaches talk about. It can be very difficult for the traumatized brain to do that. So the most important thing that you can do is to focus on self-regulation, self-care. Yes, put your intention out into the world. Scripting, I find, really helps with not fixating and letting it go. So when you write it down, it kind of gets out of your brain onto paper, and then you can put that away. And that can be a part of your practice. I find that affirmations for trauma survivors, especially if you also have issues around obsessive compulsive, like OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders, or find that you're self-obsessing, affirmations can actually aggravate that. So I think that scripting, so writing down affirmations or writing down a story, literally changing your story in a journal, like as writing as if what you want is already happening, like writing from a place of the future, like, oh my God, I'm so grateful I got this manifestation. Writing that way, scripting, futuring, is very effective for trauma survivors. So anyway, that's a whole other story. I coach trauma survivors and help them align with their true selves so that they can easily manifest, because I really understand how the trauma survivor's mind works and why traditional manifestation practices and spiritual practices can be very destabilizing and dysregulating to your nervous system, so and feel very painful, actually. So there is a better way for trauma survivors to manifest, and that's what I coach people in doing. I'm actually building a course right now, like an online automated course that you can take. So when it's ready, I'll let you know. But anyway, that's a whole other story. I don't know why I've been telling you guys lots of stories in this pile, but I hope that really helped. I'm gonna leave it here. I don't think I need to clarify anything. Let's see, Spirit, is there anything I need to clarify? I think it's pretty straightforward. Oh, can we just give them a little more information about following their divinely guided inspiration and visualizing and really being in alignment here? There's a lot of alignment work that you're suggesting. So Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, the Magician. Oh, what was the bottom of the deck over here? Okay, so Seven of Cups. That was the original, the tarot. I didn't shuffle after this. That was there. So, wow. Seven of Cups is the manifestation card. Is the Aladdin card. It's like choosing what it is that you want. Really being intentional about your choices and how you live. Living in alignment with what it is that you actually want, feeling as though you want is coming, is possible. You believe in it, believe in yourself, and trusting. So we have the Magician, or the Seven of Cups there, the Magician here, literally like making magic happen. It's Queen of Swords, and which Queen of Swords is all about cutting through to the heart of the matter, expressing your truth, being in alignment with your truth, not being afraid to be your true and authentic self. Perhaps even vocalizing what it is that you have always wanted to say but been afraid to say. Being very decisive and clear about your goals, about your manifestations, about what it is that you want, and expressing your truth from your heart. Without fear, without remorse, without feeling guilty or ashamed. Don't feel guilty about what it is that you want as well. That can be something else. Feeling guilty for wanting a luxurious life, especially here with the Ten of Pentacles coming up after that. Like sometimes we can feel really guilty about wanting to live a simple and luxurious life because that's not what our society deems as appropriate or successful, or people might feel like there'd be a lot of jealousy around that or whatever, right? Know what it is that you want. Be very clear-minded about it. Don't feel guilty about it either. Claim it as your own, as your right to being alive in this body, in this life. And then trust yourself, trust that you are capable and worthy of it, and then watch it come to fruition. So that's a pretty clear message from Spirit. I'm really happy to bring this message to you today, you guys. Sending you so much love. If you resonated with this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and I look forward to connecting with you next time. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose number 34, Spirit Weaver. Wow. I think pile number 1 was 43. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I need to check. Oh my God, it was 43. You're 34. It's just the numbers in reverse, and the same number 7. 7 is the number of soul alignment. Even if you see 777 around you, it could be a confirmation that you are in alignment and on your way to manifesting all of your dreams. Or it could be a reminder to get into alignment. When you see 777 in the world, check your energy, check how you feel. Are you feeling really good and positive? Are you in flow? Do you feel light and airy? Or like water, just flowing, like I just said flow, but, or are you feeling anxious and restricted and stressed or whatever? If you see 777 and that's your mood, that's your mind state and body state, you feel tense, and then that's the universe knowing full well that you are trying to manifest something with intentionality, consciously, but that you're out of alignment, and the universe is like, okay, get back on track. This is your signal. This is your sign to get back into alignment. Seeing 111 is the same thing, right? Make a wish. I find 111 is like make a wish, but also like, okay, we're here protecting you, but also a reminder to like get back into alignment, so that you can be receptive and allowing your manifestation to come into your life. This card is gorgeous. Look at, she's dancing. She's so in flow with spirit. Her chakras are all aligned here, in perfect alignment and harmony, blissed out. enjoying herself, her body, really being embodied. This is like an embodiment card. If you're not already feeling embodied or really getting rooted and grounded and in love with your energy, everything that your energy feels or speaks to the world, feeling really comfortable and at ease in yourself, then this is a sign that really needs to happen in order to bring your manifestations closer into alignment with you, into manifesting or popping into the 3D world. We'll look at what your tarot cards say. Joy, bliss. I said blissed out, didn't I? But like, definitely getting into a state of bliss, tapping into your joy, what feels really good for you. That is going to bring your manifestations in really quickly. So I'm going to leave some oracle cards to look at after. We have the Magician, Four of Swords in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and then we had the Judgment card in reverse came up as well. I'm going to clarify some of these cards in reverse, but what I'm with the Spirit Weaver and this dance, this embodiment, this joy and energy card that you have here, I see Spirit saying that, even especially paired next to, so we have the Spirit Weaver and this beautiful dancing goddess here, and then we have the Magician and the Four of Swords next to it in reverse. It's like the time is over of rest and not rest as entirely, but there is this need to take action, and not action in the way that you might think to take action of like forcing things to manifest and really taking this forced controlling action towards bringing your manifestations into your reality. What Spirit is saying is to find the spark of joy in your life, making sure that you are embodying your soul, moving your body, tapping into the rhythm of life. That's going to help to bring your manifestations in really quickly. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse, I'm just hearing a lack of clarity. And I think that some of you might be really confused by what it is that you're trying to do with the Judgment card in reverse as well. And maybe you've been spending a lot of time in rumination in the Four of Swords, which would typically be like Four of Swords upright, inaction, meditating, nurturing yourself in this sort of very reflective, revitalizing posture, right? Waiting for this transformation to happen from within. And I feel like you've been doing that for a really, really, really long time. But for you, pile number 2, it's important to start to get out into the world, to really experience joy and love for yourself and the world in a different way. I'm seeing that some of you have a very pessimistic attitude around community, culture, the culture that we've created, and are really focused on those negative aspects of society. And sometimes some things that Abraham Hicks talks about, can be really dysregulating, especially for trauma survivors. It's like, oh, well, whatever's in your life right now is a part of your vortex. You manifested that through your thoughts, through your beliefs, through your actions and feelings all throughout your life. But when you grew up in a toxic culture, you didn't create that toxic culture. That existed, usually most of the time before, or most likely before you even came into this 3D world, before you even decided to come down to the physical plane in order to live out this existence. So that is not your fault. When you experience trauma or when really bad things happen in your world, that is not your fault. You did not create that. Society, the people that came before you created that energy that we see in the world today. We didn't create that. It already existed before us. A lot of us are coming here in order to shift that, in order to change the vibration so that we can create a utopian world, so that we can spread love and joy and create more abundance through embodiment. Not necessarily this toxic work culture of like working 40 plus hours a week, burning yourself out, feeling really resentful, feeling as though resources are limited and all of that. That's what spiritual teachers talk about. There are no limitations. There are no, there's no scarcity. There's no, and that's something that's a mental construct that we've created. It's a way to instill fear in society so that so that they are easier to control. All of those things, the power dynamics of politics and government and religious institutions. Wow, that was a big tangent. I didn't mean to go on, but I guess I'm channeling spirit, so that's what spirit has to say. So I feel like, yeah, you're getting really caught up in the scarcity of the world. And as much as there is something to be said about, what's the word? Helping the earth heal from what humanity has done to her. Far more can be created when you embody a state of joy and love and acceptance for what is. If you can embody the energy state of joy and love and compassion and acceptance, that has a ripple effect around you. So I feel like you're really confused with the Judgment card in reverse, and even with all of these in reverse. You're like, what am I trying to create? What am I here for? How do I fit into this toxic world? And feeling maybe in the past you have felt very depressed about living in this world. Like, oh my God, this world is so effed. I don't even know what I can do about it. And star seeds and a lot of us, I call us light bringers, but a lot of us light bringers come into this world in order to literally just share our energy. That through your energy, you can heal the world. There's not a lot of action that you need to take, but you do need to go out into the world to share your energy and, rather than keeping it all to yourself, right? In order to spread love, you need to share love, I'm hearing spirit say. And to do that, you have to kind of get out of your comfort zone and go out into the world just to be that light bringer that you came here to be. So it's like with the Magician card here, it's like, how do I do the work of this big task that I have? Some of you might really feel that you're called to create something very unique, something very special in this world during this time. You might feel as though maybe it's too big of a task, but you feel it inside of you, and you're not exactly sure if you're doing the right things or taking the right steps, and you've been sort of like protecting your energy in your own home, in your environment, not necessarily putting yourself out there, afraid of saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing, and maybe you've been focusing a lot on healing because the world has been very toxic to you. But it's almost like you've gotten so used to being in your own bubble that now going out into the world feels like a scary thing. Taking that leap of faith into the unknown feels kind of scary. It's like you're so focused on protecting your energy that you've forgotten that you're actually meant to share your energy, share your light, share your love. And through just sharing and being yourself, and being in your joyful, love-filled energy, that is all you really need to do in order to bring about the changes in the world that you're hoping to see, or to attract the people and the other light bringers that are meant to help you on this path. I see here that Spirit's saying it's time to move forward. It's time to take action. It's time to get out of your comfort zone. You're not imagining this purpose, this big thing that you're meant to create. But maybe you are confused about what exactly that thing is, or how to do it, and how to go out into the world, the words to say. And Spirit saying, get into alignment through joy, through dance, through art, through movement, through rhythm. I'm seeing like it's summer in the Northern Hemisphere, a lot of festivals and stuff. Just go and be out in the music festivals. Find a drumming circle at the park, at the beach, and do that. In Toronto, I live near Toronto in Canada, in Ontario. And down there's this area, this Cherry Beach area, and people in the community or who live down there can go. Even they have like DJs out in the weekends from the morning until night, and people bring their kids out there during the day and just dance and connect with other like-minded people. So just find those groups, those communities. Parks, right? We have so many parks around here, and there's always people playing, and especially in Toronto you find a lot of drumming circles and musicians out just living their life and spreading joy in that way. And I see that for you, or at least participating in some of those things, or even just sitting and watching, right? Going into the park, a movie night at the park, or, that kind of stuff, getting out into the world and just experiencing the joy that your community, your surroundings have to offer. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Like, I can't make this stuff up. I think you hear that from all tarot readers if you watch these a lot, how these cards just are so synchronistic and come together to really teach you something and help you understand what you're meant to be doing. Wondrous universe. This is kind of like, again, pile number 1 had a similar synchronicities in these two cards. Walk in beauty, dance in beauty, dance in the world, marvel at the beauty of the universe, of the stars. Gaze up and look at the stars in your community, if you can, if you don't have too much light pollution, engage with life differently. Bring your beautiful, wonderful energy out into the world so that it can be shared, so that it can be marveled at, so that it can draw the right people and experiences to you that will help you understand or realize what exactly it is that you're trying to do here. I do think that your goal, your role in your manifestations is like embodiment, dance, liberation of your energy, of your soul. And that to get out of your bubble, this bubble that you've created for yourself, probably for a very good reason. If you identify as maybe even an empath, you could be really like burnt out from the energies in your world. And maybe COVID, right? Like COVID for introverted people was kind of a blessing, but then it can be so easy to get wrapped up in that cocoon and not want to leave. Right? But when you leave and you align with your soul and you start to really embody joy, whatever that is for you, life feels a little bit different. You can come out of your cocoon a little bit, right? Share your beautiful energy, your gifts with other people. When you share pieces of yourself in that way with love, I mean, obviously protecting your energy. I think that's why this dragonstone or black obsidian is here. Obsidian point, like it's about knowing your boundaries, knowing your limits, protecting yourself, protecting your energy when you need to, coming back into that protective space of your bubble when you need it, and like recharging that way, but then not getting stuck in that rut, right? Baby steps, I'm hearing. Your calling, this big thing that you're meant to create, if you don't already know what exactly that is going to be revealed to you through the embodiment process. You're very powerful with the Magician card here. You are alchemizing all of the previous experiences that you've had into a wonderful knowledge. It's like a diamond that's coal that's been compressed and turns into a diamond. That pressure that alchemizes it into a diamond, that is what you're going through, or that's what you have been going through. But I think that you've been in compression mode for so long that you don't realize that you're a diamond yet. You don't realize your gifts of just raising the vibrations within your community, within your circle, just by being you. That is your true gift. Okay, so you've got a bunch of these cards. Let's see, how did they fall out? I think they fell out this way. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Surrender to the divine, full moon. Yeah, maybe you've been stuck in controlling behaviors a little bit as well. A time to give rather than take. Giving of your energy. Now, Spirit just kind of said, like, my ear vibrated. Spirit as like a kind of a warning to me, not to you, but for trauma survivors, because I coach and work with trauma survivors, and help them align and manifest and heal from the past so that they can tap into their magical powers. But giving too much is a trauma symptom, a symptom of trauma. Overgiving, not having boundaries, codependency, that kind of stuff. So when I say give more of your energy after doing all this protective healing work, staying inside of your bubble for a long time, it's about learning healthy boundaries, learning when to give and when to go in and recharge your batteries. Giving your energy, but not through effort, just being yourself out in the world, smiling at people at the store, talking, saying hi, waving. That's what I mean by sharing your beautiful energy, your love, your light, a smile, kindness in your eyes. That's what you're really meant to be doing. That's a big part of you. And maybe you shut that off because of things that happened in the past, and it's been hard for you to be out in the world. But you are such a beautiful light. And sometimes when you are so full of light, darkness tries to consume you, to smother out your light. So you're being tasked with shining anyways, right? Protecting yourself, trusting that you are aware of dark energies and that you can recognize them now that you've done all this healing work, now that you're more self-aware and understanding of who you are and the gifts that you have. But that you know the truth of existence, and you know that you are protected and that you are safe within yourself because you honor yourself, you love yourself. And if you're not at that point yet, then a lot more healing work, trauma-informed spiritual healing work can really help you to feel safe within yourself, to trust that you'll be able to identify red flags in other people, to know how to say no, right? You don't always have to say yes. Sharing your energy doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means knowing how to protect your energy and share it when the time arises, so that when you are ready and able and called to share your beautiful energy and love and light in the world, you're doing it from a place of compassion and inspiration and love and forgiveness and joy. And it's for you, for the universe, but not to prove something, not to please other people, not because they want it, but because you are wanting to give. So there is a distinction there. You're wanting to give and feel safe giving, and you feel called to, not because you're trying to earn love and respect or admiration or please others, but because you just feel this want to give, this drive to give, to, to show up at a friend's house with a bottle of wine and treats and whatever, to show up at a friend's house with flowers, or family, or, you go out and show up with flowers because you just felt like, even if they're just like inexpensive carnations, just to say like, hey, I appreciate you. I want to share joy with you. And it's not always about spending money in order to give other people things, but, make them a card. I don't know. I'm just coming up with things off the top of my head. That's not spirit. That's just me. I'm not very imaginative right now. And when it comes to that, but you know what I mean, right? Sharing because you feel called to, because you're inspired to, not because you're doing it from a trauma bond or conditioning from your past that tells you that you have to in order to be liked, in order to be loved and appreciated, but just because you want to share. You want to spread love. You want to smile. Just offering a smile to people, that is enough sometimes. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Wow. Balance. Look at this beautiful healing energy here. There's a lot of greens, a lot of embodiment, really being in alignment, really sharing your gifts, feeling gifted in yourself, feeling whole, feeling full of light and love after a long time of healing and staying in your cocoon. Now you are this butterfly, and just your beauty raises the vibrations. Your beauty and your energy, in your heart, in your smile, in your eyes, that is transforming the world. That in itself is transformative for you and others. A new romantic cycle begins. So it could be that you're trying to manifest a new partner and that you've had to do a lot of healing work. Romance is not just about partnerships. Like intimate romantic partnerships, but it's also about romance within, new connections coming into your life, being open to new connections. And I think that's more of what this is saying, that just your openness after a time of healing is going to bring about these manifestations, things that are going to come into your life in a wonderful, magical way, because you are more open now to being receptive to the world, right? Coming out of hiding, shining your big, beautiful light, surrendering to the universe, surrendering to this moment, instead of forcing anything and even forcing yourself into hiding. I'm going to get some confirmation cards because this message isn't like, what was at the bottom of the deck here? The bottom of your deck was the Ace of Pentacles for the overall energy of your manifestations. It could be like a new career opportunity that you're trying to manifest. Now, again, these readings are news about your manifestations. I think they're more like guidance and how to bring them about. I think that this is coming in for you, but there's this need to really enjoy the present moment, to marvel at the universe, at your community, at people, at life, at energy, to be in awe of all of life's creations, of just being alive. But I do think that, we have the new romantic cycles, and it's about surrendering. I think for a lot of you, Spirit has a better idea of what you're meant to be doing than what you have been thinking. I think for a lot of you. So I think Spirit's saying just be open to what is coming. after you've been doing all this healing. And I said there was a bunch of confusion about what it is you're trying to manifest, what it is that you're meant to be doing. Spirit's going to bring that inspiration to you, whether it's about love or about a new career or a new purpose. It's about a shift and a change in your material world, in your 3D reality, which is what the pentacles can often symbolize. Not just money and financial matters, but also material matters, your home even, a shift and change in your home, or what you see around you, right? Your very tangible reality, what you see, what you feel, what you touch, what you taste, that is shifting and changing. But I think that Spirit's saying, don't worry so much about what it is. Focus more on how you want to feel and how you want to show up in the world. Feeling really good is going to draw the right opportunities to you. And it's not necessarily about, for you, being very clear on the matter. It's more about just being clear in your energy field and allowing what wants to come in, and to be surprised by that wonderful, beautifulness of how the universe works on our behalf, even without us being intentional about what it is. I hope that makes sense. That really ties everything up, because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Coming out of your bubble, though, for sure. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, things have been really, really slow. You've been really slow moving through this process. Maybe it feels too slow for you. I think to speed things up, you might want to focus again on dance and rhythm is really important for that. Getting out into the community, having fun, that's going to speed things up for you, so that you start to get into the flow, the momentum of manifestations, into the flow of life, and almost forget about like, what are you supposed to do, and allow the universe to just bring it to your doorstep without having to actually figure it out. Oh my God, lots of pentacles here. So I guess I've got confused with the new romantic cycles there, but yeah, there are a lot of pentacles. This could be about a business idea. These two cards, the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, are definitely very entrepreneurial minded, self-sufficient, methodical, right? Very grounded, very earth energy, very secure and very confident. They're both upright here. So, and the Pentacles, okay, there's two messages here. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles energy, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles there. Page, Knight, Queen, oh my gosh. All we need is like the King, and you have the whole, all of the Pentacles court cards. Oh my God. And then I just saw the Lovers. And I didn't pull it out, but I feel like I had to, the Devil. It's funny how the Devil in the traditional Rider-Waite deck mirrors exactly the Lovers. Isn't that weird? It's interesting to look at. Anyway, those were on top of each other. Breaking patterns. I think that you've been hibernating, healing from trauma bonds, codependency. And I think I've talked about codependency earlier in this reading. Sharing your energy, people pleasing, right? Giving too much for the wrong reasons, not because you're inspired to, but because you feel as though you need to in order to feel loved and appreciated and seen and heard and all that. But the Pentacles, and then with the new romantic cycle coming in, it could be that a earth sign is coming in for you. And we have Virgo here. So earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. It could be that a Virgo is coming into your life, a new relationship with a Virgo, or with a with an earth sign, or they might have earth placements in their chart, or it could be that this is you. For others of you, this is about a new business opportunity, even a new offer of collaboration with somebody, or inspiration regarding your purpose in terms of business, getting paid for being you, getting offered an opportunity to do something that's very in alignment with your energy, with your purpose, with your calling here. So it really depends on who you are and what you're trying to manifest, what you're open to in this life. But I almost feel like, yeah, you're definitely breaking patterns, trauma bonds through the healing process that you've been on. You're very aware of yourself and you can see red flags from a mile away. So I want you to trust in the process, trust that you will recognize red flags in people before it gets too far. I think some of you might be afraid. Maybe the adjustments required here. I think it's, what I'm seeing is like somebody who's been hauled up in their home, really afraid to put their heart on the line, to put themselves out there because of what happened in the past, but that you've done so much healing and work on yourself that it's not going to be as painful as it was in the past. That you can trust yourself to know what's good for you now. We have the Knight of Swords that I just pulled out here. So there's definitely a person coming in. I don't know, and this is because this is news about your manifestations. Are you waiting for someone to communicate with you? The Knight of Swords makes me think of like communication coming in really quickly. An offer, maybe. An offer of an explanation as well. A new romantic cycle begins. So it could be that an old love or an ex is coming back into your life to apologize, to say something, to clear up something for you. And then you're starting a new cycle again with this person, but after a time of healing, that can be it as well. There's a lot of different things that we could look at here. This is just, I wanted to bring you news about your manifestation, but I think for most of this reading, it's been about like, okay, trusting in yourself, trusting that you've done a lot of this healing work and stepping out of that cocoon and having faith that what's meant for you is really coming in for you, and not to worry too much about the end goal and not worry too much about like what your calling is and what you're supposed to be doing. It's going to be revealed to you naturally and easily. But there is definitely, for some of you and for probably a lot of you, something about a person, very specifically a person coming in to share, to communicate something with you, to apologize. Maybe you're trying to literally manifest your SP and you're asking about that. So this is coming in for you. This communication is coming in pretty quickly for you. Possibly new moon in Libra, maybe. Or around the next new moon, perhaps. But that it's coming in order to, it's been a slow process. Maybe you guys have been apart for a really long time. And this communication is coming in after a long time of both of you reflecting on what happened, on healing, and really going within for a long time. Maybe you've been really afraid of putting yourself out there and forming new romantic attachments because of what happened in this connection from the past. Anything? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. 9 of Pentacles. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, all of your dreams are coming true. This is the ultimate wish fulfillment card. Like everything that you want, you're going to feel very satisfied in your life. And I know that for some of you, you might not believe that right now. With the black obsidian point here, I always, it's a dragon's stone. I always feel like, you know, someone, it reminds me of just being in a cocoon in a dragon's den, right? Protected and kind of in the dark, and really protecting your own energy. And I think that, yeah, you might look at, like, I'm just so in awe of what's happening. Like, this is just like everything that you want, you're going to be getting because you've done all this inner healing work, because you've learned how to embody your spirit, your soul, because you understand how the universe works now. And so this is a confirmation that this is all coming for you. Beauty, joy, love, abundance, financial abundance, like inner peace, all of this stuff. Or I guess all of this stuff is coming in for you because you've been focusing on your inner peace, because you feel good, really good within yourself. Wow. You keep getting all these pentacle cards. A total change in your environment too, in your home, it could even be your physical appearance too, like a glow up of some kind. This isn't a love reading, so I'm not going to get too much into what's going on there, but there could be a confirmation that this person is coming in with some sort of a communication, apology. They really respect you now. Look at these two knights coming towards the queen here. They really respect you, whereas maybe before they didn't. And now they're like humbled, I'm hearing, in your presence. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's so powerful. Wow. I'm going to end this here because I could talk to you guys all day about this. Like, we could go in deep about this, but I'm not going to do that. It could be just a confirmation. If it's not a person coming in, you're not trying to manifest that. This is definitely just like your calling is going to be revealed to you. And there's no need to worry about why you feel so confused about it. Relax and just start embodying energy, having more fun, playing a little bit more. And as you play, you will get that inspired guidance for the next steps that you need to take. But it's all happening for you. And surrender and have fun is really the message about your manifestation. But specifically, yes, I do see somebody coming in towards you who now has this newfound respect and admiration for you that they didn't have in the past, and maybe wanting to start something new with you after both of you growing up and coming into your own after a long time of that compression and turning into a diamond. Like, you are a diamond in the rough. And this person knows it, you know it, and it's now time to just share your gift, your sparkling energy with the world. Just your sparkle is really enough. Your smiles, what's Riz really saying is like, you energetically, like, you're just so powerful, influential, more than you realize. So as soon as you start to go out into the world, I think that you will realize it. And just, yeah, make sure you protect your energy and know that and trust yourself that you'll see red flags from a mile away, and you'll be able to say no with confidence if it's not right for you. Let's say this person comes back into your life and you're like, thanks, but and I appreciate you coming to me and talking to me and sharing this conversation. It was beautiful, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I want this. I know what I'm worth now, and this is what I want. And not being afraid to share that with this person, whether they're aligned with that or not, whether they're ready for that or not. You know that you can trust yourself with your own life, with your own energy. So be confident in that, and the world is your oyster. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, tell me how it resonated. I'm curious. This is a pretty interesting reading. It's very deep. I feel like a somber energy here. And maybe you're just kind of budding out, just getting into the world again. But I think that you'll marvel at how much you sparkle amongst all the stones out there. Not to put anybody down, but you've really done a lot of inner work on yourself, and you're ready to put yourself out there and attract all the things and more. All right. Oh, and if you're not already subscribed, I'd love for you to join my community. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose number 37, the mountain. Ugh. Isn't this a beautiful card? It's like in Moana, Nefertiti. It's exactly what it looks like. I don't know when this deck was created, maybe after, but the creators of this deck are just beautiful, wonderful souls. The it's called the Earthcraft Oracle. I guess I don't care. Sorry, this is what the box looks like. I feel like I need to share it with you. I didn't share it with the other guy, with the other piles, but Juliet Diaz and Lorraine Anderson. I think it's Juliet Diaz, who's actually a Native American. It's very grounded in earth magic, earth energy, and like very shamanic in nature. So 37, that 3 plus 7 is 10, and that equals 1, or breaks down to 1. So there's this essence of new beginnings, being in a flow state, being open to divine guidance, being open to opportunities that perhaps you have never thought of before, being divinely guided as well, not resisting, or maybe even recognizing resistance and recognizing it and flowing around it rather than trying to force your way through it. Like this, the waterfalls here and the river, it's her hair, very prominent in this card. And it's like water carves through rock, right? Water finds a way. No matter what, it flows around obstacles. And if it can't flow around it, it carves a path through it. It might take a little bit of time, but it does. Water always finds a way, and all drops, what's the proverb? Like, there's something about every drop of water in the ocean. Oh my God, I can't look it up for you. If you know the proverb, put it in the comments below, because there's something, yeah, there is one out there about drops, single drops of water, and then like coming together and being in this, like creating this big ocean, right? Or the ocean is just a compilation of like millions and millions and billions of droplets of water, something like that. I don't know why that I just had to say that, but there's a proverb out there about that, and maybe I'll look it up and pin it below. Anyway, that's something that's coming up. We also have these spirals, a golden ratio throughout this card, which brings me always to divine timing and everything having a purpose, and everything fitting together perfectly in unison in this ecosystem of life. Everything is in balance as well. So maybe coming into a state of balance is really important for your manifestations. But I think what Spirit is saying here with this card is that you are in flow, and just release the need to control things, release the need to resist. Or when you face resistance in your life, how can you relax into a more flow state? When you relax and get into alignment and tap into your flow state energy, magical solutions will appear for you, and obstacles might be removed without much effort at all, or to see like, how can I go around this obstacle rather than trying to force my way through it? What's an alternative path? We'll get into your tarot cards. And I have some more oracle cards for you. You all chose the blue tiger's eye, which is one of my favorites. So I have the Page of Wands, the Nine of Cups in reverse, Ace of Wands, the Empress, the Five of Swords in reverse, Ten of Pentacles, upright, and then the Moon, which can be Pisces. What is the Empress? I'm not entirely sure. I'm hearing Taurus, energy. I think, is it Taurus? It's very earthy. And the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So that could be a fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Yeah, I'm not going to go into all the signs. So, what is happening here with your manifestation, pile number 3? I'm looking at this Page of Wands and I'm trying to doing whatever it takes, right? He's walking on stilts across a body of water. Finding a way is what I'm getting with this card. In the moonlight, in possibly the darkness, there's always a way. And that is what Spirit is telling him. What was I was talking about that with this mountain here, and how water carves through rocks or maneuvers around obstacles. It doesn't force its way through, it finds a way. And I think that you've been praying for guidance on how to move through obstacles, and there is a way. And then let's get into what Spirit's suggesting, because I think that this is a lot of advice here. There's a lot of advice here around embodiment with the Empress card. The Empress is the divine feminine at work, and the divine feminine is not about pushing through obstacles with effort and struggle. The Empress is about the art of allowing and feeling into the solutions, feeling divinely guided, being open to receive information through source energy, waiting, patiently waiting for an answer to be revealed rather than trying to force something to happen before it's ready. Even before you're ready to see information. Sometimes when we pray to Spirit or God and we don't think that we receive the answers, or Spirit's kind of silent, that silence is happening for a reason, because your mind body is not in a state that is open to receiving the information. So even if Spirit, source energy, God, your higher self were to give you that divinely guided inspiration or information that you need, you might not be in a place to recognize it in that moment. So what is important to do when you're asking for guidance but feel as though you're not receiving it, get into a state of receivership. Start to nourish yourself, relax, take a nap, sit next to a body of water and just be with nature, get grounded. Whatever fuels your sense of joy, what makes you feel love and relaxed and at peace within yourself. When you get into that state of being, the answers are going to be revealed to you. I'm hearing puppet on a string as I'm looking at the moon card here, and there's literally these puppets, and it's as if the moon or your shadows, your intuition, or maybe not your intuition, but it's like your shadows are ruling or manipulating you, right? That's what this card makes me think of when I look at it. But I think that this is more about overcoming those conditioned responses to challenges. When you have struggled in your life or have been exposed to an excessive amount of chronic stress, the hormones and chemicals that are associated with chronic stress, it can be very dysregulating for your nervous system. It can, it's very toxic for your brain and makes it difficult to think and to problem solve, even perceiving. We perceive and observe and see things through a lens of our past. So if you had a very painful past in the past, if you've gone through a lot of struggles, especially emotionally, trauma as a child, wounds from childhood, when you look at problems today, or you look at your life today, know that you are perceiving this experience, this segment, as Abraham Hicks says, through a lens of your painful past. Your body has been conditioned to be the way it is today. So to force and push through challenges and struggles, to work excessively hard, to believe that struggle and hard work is the way towards success in love, in business, in your career. But that's not necessarily the case. And that type of programming can be very harmful for your mind body, especially if it's not in alignment with who you truly are in this life. So the moon card here can be about, I think, overcoming that tendency towards working and living and perceiving through a lens of your painful past, breaking through those conditioned responses to challenges. Sometimes when we face challenges or struggles or resistance with other people or at work, we get triggered, and we get triggered into emotional, impulsive reactions that are very harmful to ourselves and other people. We say things we don't mean, we do things we don't mean, and it's because your nervous system has been programmed or conditioned to respond to stress and resistance in that way. But the more you try to push through resistance with more resistance, the bigger the wall or the divide becomes between you and the manifestations or the goals that you're trying to create. So there's a strong emphasis here on taking a step back and not forcing things. Like with the Five of Swords in reverse here, when it comes to overcoming challenges or finding a way through, the solution is not to force things to happen. The Five of Swords card talks about winning at any cost, or also a lot of mental resistance and mental anguish around a situation, trying to mentally figure something out, find a solution mentally, but trying to do that while you're exhausted, while you're triggered, while you're in your threat response in your body, when you're in a dysregulated state. When you're in that state, quite literally, your cortex, your thinking mind, your prefrontal cortex, and can't be logical. It literally cannot. It cannot think. It can't find solutions. It's very difficult to. And if you do come up with something, it's not necessarily going to be the right way forward when you're thinking of something, trying to find a solution in a state of stress. So what Spirit is saying is that it's important for you to get regulated, regulate your nervous system by taking a step back, soothing yourself in healthy ways, embodying a state of love, self-acceptance, confidence, joy. That's what's missing here with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Energy. What does Abraham? I've been quoting Abraham Hicks all day. It's funny. Alignment, what they're saying is alignment trumps everything else. So when you're not in alignment because your nervous system is dysregulated, because you've been focusing so much resistance and struggle and pain and suffering in your life, which is not your fault, then making a decision or trying to find a solution around this problem, this obstacle, is not going to work in that state of being. So in order to get into alignment, turn this frown upside down. Oh God, so cheesy. But literally, turn this frown upside down through self-regulation, through nurturing, through relaxation, through letting go, taking a step back, sitting by some water, like I was saying, going for a swim, I'm seeing, skinny dipping, I'm hearing Spirit say, for those of you who, like that. feeling the water caressing your body, going on a hike, getting out in nature, getting grounded through nature. Processing the energy, those emotions, allowing them to move up and down and around, waiting until the surge of adrenaline and cortisol and, waiting for that to filter through, allow your body to process it. And then when you're in a more relaxed state, then trying to look at the problem that you're facing and find solutions. Sitting under an apple tree, waiting for divine inspiration to hit you with the Ace of Wands here. This is also, the Moon card is also a card about intuition, following through, being really connected with your intuition. Maybe even with the puppet strings here, it's like allowing your intuition to guide you, especially with it being right under the Ace of Wands, which is all about, to me, divinely guided inspiration, divinely guided action, even. Giving birth to creative ideas and solutions. Right, but from this aligned intuitive state, having faith that your intuition will guide you through this challenge. With the Empress here, this is the embodied state of being, right? Having faith in yourself, having faith in the universe, allowing yourself, your mind, body, soul to be receptive to divine guidance. Attracting through self-love, self-worth, through confidence. We have the Ten of Pentacles here right underneath the Nine of Cups. So, you know what I'm seeing? Spirit's showing me. It's so funny. I'll just tell you what they're kind of showing me. I'm going to do this. It's like, see how this is here? It's like you're trying to shake these ideas out. That's what I'm seeing. Spirit's showing me like this, he's like trying to shake all of the manifestations and success out of the genie. Like, come on, just give it to me, right? With the Ten of Pentacles there. I just want it. I want it now. Show me the answer. Give me the answer. How do I get from here to there? But unless you're in this state of receiving with the Empress, and you are aligned with your intuition and divine guidance, open to inspiration, then you're going to be blocked from receiving that guidance. You have to get into alignment first for this to just naturally float into you. The solutions, the success, overcoming obstacles. So look at these oracle cards. Oh, where's that deck? I did have this was the bottom of the deck energy when I shuffled. I kept it off to the side for you, but the Justice card in this deck is number 8. Which is typically the Strength card. Or no, sorry, 13. No, 8. Oh my gosh, Cara Lee. 8, which is typically the Strength card, but in this deck it is Justice is number 8. When normally Justice is normally 11, but in this deck it's number 8, which is also the number of abundance, which is pretty cool because we have the Ten of Pentacles here. And it can be about, Justice can be about balance. It can be about literally contracts coming in, getting everything that you deserve and more or less. Feeling, I think I'm getting like feeling worthy of what it is that you want. The keys to your kingdom. I'm just looking at this card, like thinking, is there someone under his robe, or is that like him holding this dead fish skeleton with his foot? What do you think? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting card. It's as if something is within his robe coming out. Something in hiding, maybe. A contract coming towards you. Some sort of legal, the culmination of maybe a legal proceeding, perhaps. I didn't ask really what you guys are trying to manifest. I found that today these readings have all been like advice on how to align with and allow your manifestations to come into your 3D reality, and like what's stopping you, perhaps. This reading is just like, you can't force it into your world. You have to step back and relax and really focus on yourself, your own well-being, and allow divinely guided inspiration to come to you rather than trying to force it, because that's not going to work, and it's not going to be the right kind of information that you need, the right inner guidance. It'll be from a place of programmed conditioning responses to stress and struggle, rather than from your intuition, your divinely guided intuition from your higher self. So we have overcoming obstacles, finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source, great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. So this is actually just a beautiful confirmation of the cards that were pulled here, like your tarot cards, that you can overcome anything. And Spirit is here to guide you. If you look at this little bird here sitting in the tree, and it can be very heart-wrenching. There's a little heart in the sword there. It can be very heart-wrenching to face obstacles and feel like, oh my God, am I ever going to be able to make it to the other side of this? Like, what am I going to do? Why is this even here? And it can be because of, past conditions, your past programming experiences in your 3D reality, growing up, like the fate that you've been dealt, right? Which is not always fair, but you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. I'm hearing Spirit say that you can overcome anything you want by getting into alignment with your true self, by feeling worthy even of what it is that you are trying to manifest. That's really important too. Who is the Empress? Let's look at that. Who is the Empress? What is she? She's confident. People throw money and gifts and love offers at her feet just for being the Empress. She rules with love and compassion, and but she's also very stern. She's very self-aware. She's very confident, sure of herself. What else? Like, what does the Empress mean to you? By becoming that energetically, believing that you're worthy of what you want, believing and knowing, even though you've experienced a lot of hardships, a lot of challenges, but believing anyways, that is the key to bringing in your manifestations, and not allowing yourself to be triggered by the 3D world, and therefore your conditioned responses, who you've been conditioned to be through the experiences that you've had in your life, through generational patterns of reacting to stress, even through the conditioning of working in an environment that is very conducive to a buildup of toxic stress in your body that can dysregulate your body, but also poison your brain. Stress chemicals, stress hormones, are neurotoxins. That makes it very difficult to think and be clear and be intentional. So the key to overcoming that is through healing, through embodiment, movement, rhythm, getting relaxed, relaxing your body enough so that your mind can feel free and able to look for solutions, to actually see solutions when they're presented to you. Because when you're in a state of dysregulation and stress and anxiety and depression and all that, you can't actually see divinely guided inspiration, even if it sat on your nose. You wouldn't be able to see it because you're too caught up in your fragmented energy, in your distorted perceptions. That again, it's not your fault, but in order to overcome that so that you can live in alignment and bring in your manifestations, be receptive to them, open yourself to them, allow them into your life, you need to get regulated, calm, relaxed, feel the flow, feel worthy, confident that you are worthy. When Dr. Joe Dispenza and a lot of these coaches, even Neville Goddard talks about, and Florence Scovel Shinn talks about, like, living in the now, living your future now, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, and even Abraham Hicks talks about it in terms of like living in this imaginary world and kind of in la la land constantly, right? And they joke about how, people will look at you weird and you're living in your little dream bubble, right? Often a daydream all the time. And that's a part of it, daydreaming. But living your future now means finding, and Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about finding the frequency of what it is that you want. And what does that mean? It's the feeling state. How would it feel to have everything that you want? And a lot of the times, trauma survivors, that can be very triggering to try to step into a state of self-love and appreciation and worthiness. It doesn't feel real. It feels very difficult because not feeling worthy, keeping yourself small, is a way that your nervous system has adapted to a world that was very cruel and hard. And so you learn to protect yourself. You learned to force things, to control things in order to get what you want, to get what you need, because that's what you needed to do as a child to survive. Or in that situation that caused the trauma or caused the dysregulation in your nervous system, the shifts and changes. So it takes time, especially for survivors, to overcome that conditioned response. But balance is the key, and deserving, knowing that you deserve it, really knowing it, having faith in it, believing it, even if you've never experienced it before. It could be difficult. How can I imagine something? How can I visualize and meditate and feel something into reality, feel it into my existence if I've never experienced it before? If you've never experienced love, how do you even know how to manifest it if you don't even know how it feels or what it looks like? That's, a part of a trauma survivor's journey, that, especially into manifestations, that is harder. And why you might feel like you're failing at it, but what Spirit wants you to know is that it just takes some time. And get into that state of love, like feeling what love is. Even learning how to love yourself is about nurturing yourself first. And then eventually you'll slowly start to feel good in that nurturing space. At first, when you start to meditate, it can be very triggering and painful, emotionally dysregulating. It can be hard for survivors to even meditate. Because in that state, the memories come up, the flashbacks, the body dysregulation. Your body can feel really unsafe when you've been traumatized. So getting into the body feels difficult. That's why it could be nice to have a coach or somebody guiding you through the process. That connection with somebody who is an anchor for you can can be very helpful. But anchoring into, and that's why, grounding and rooting into nature can feel better when you don't have somebody with you. So getting into nature, getting into the water, feeling the natural world surround you, because there's no bad intentions, right? The natural world, there was no ill intention ever to hurt you or to harm you, and it can be the safest place for you to start to work on this, to feeling grounded, feeling self-love, feeling deserving, right? Just by getting connected to nature, feeling like you're supported by something bigger than yourself. Even if you don't believe in the divine or God, and you've lost your faith in God, perhaps because of trauma related to religious institutions, finding faith in something else that is also a force to be reckoned with. Spirit saying nature, the earth, and going forest bathing, right? Birds, listening to the birds, going to butterfly sanctuaries. I'm seeing for some of you that can be really helpful as well. When you go into those natural places and marvel and wonder at this beautiful world that's so much bigger than your problems, or bigger than the painful experiences that you've faced, those emotions that you feel, wow, look at that. Or like, oh my God, a rainbow. That is the feeling of love. That is the feeling of alignment. Those things that inspire you in the natural world are going to help you understand what it means to feel love and abundant. It's the same feeling state as feeling worthy and deserving of whatever it is that you want to manifest. Even if you don't know what it looks like or how it feels, or if you have no previous experience with it, you don't know how to visualize, but getting into that feeling state of wonder, of connectedness with the natural world, that will help you a lot. And that's what opening to your spiritual source actually means. And feeling the future now, right? That's the energy of creation. Take a risk, venture forward. And then after all that work is done, believing that you are on the right path. When you feel ready, I'm hearing Spirit say, then move forward. And then here we have, you're very close to achieving your goal. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Gibbous moon. It's interesting. A win-win outcome is forecast with the Justice card here. Maybe very literally, you are trying to manifest a positive outcome to a legal battle. Whatever that is, that's happening for you. While you're going through this process, maybe this whole message is like, while you're going through this process of, getting custody, or, something regarding the court system or legal system, or even trying to sign a contract, or maybe you're negotiating a contract at a new job. It could be for some of you, that feeling nervous about it, feeling even nervous about asking for your worth to be met, like asking for a certain salary range, or, putting into a contract all of the, ins and outs of what it is that you expect, what it is that you want in that contract, maybe in a custody arrangement, like, all of the details that go into time spent with kids, and financial resources, and, child childcare payments, and just stuff like that. While you're going through the process, it will feel very destabilizing, but know that you're worthy of asking for your needs to be met, making sure that you're communicating your needs, what you need, from a place of feeling very secure. You also chose the blue tiger's eye, so that's a lot about communicating your needs, but also being really grounded, honoring yourself, feeling very secure in yourself, feeling secure enough in order to ask for what it is that you want, what it is that you expect, what it is that you need in order to, be at this job or in this custody arrangement, or even for some of you, this could be, and the Empress card is the mother card as well. So take that as it resonates. So when I'm talking about custody and stuff, so that could be a confirmation for you with the mother card here, or even healing. When I've talked a bit about healing generational wounds, generational trauma, the mother wound, that could be something there as well. But whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, a win-win outcome is coming. Everyone is going to get exactly what they deserve, in alignment with their energy. And you're very close to achieving your goal. Everything that you want is coming. I think that maybe not the last straw, but the last step forward for you is about feeling worthy of this thing. It's about alignment. It's about really trusting source energy, trusting your higher self that what you want is, even your desires are actually meant for you, and to not feel guilty for wanting these things. And it's really about feeling secure in yourself, knowing that what it is that you want is meant for you. You are deserving of it. You are going to get it. To work with the law of expectations, even the law of assumption, just to assume that it is yours and that it's already done and that it will be. In order to do that, it really takes a lot of, like I've talked about, self-regulation and just getting into the body, getting into nature, feeling connected to something more powerful than yourself, and releasing any conditions in your mind body from the past that have conditioned you to believe that you're not worthy of your desires, or that life has to be a struggle, or whatever it is that those subconscious beliefs, those limiting beliefs, are keeping you from your goals, from your dreams. But that's a conditioned response from experiences that you've had in the past. Oh my gosh, look at this. 9 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So a new beginning, a new emotional beginning is coming for you. Relief, I'm hearing. So this could very literally be a custody. I'm seeing for a lot of you, there's like a custody arrangement or a dividing of assets or a divorce sort of pending. There's something about that, and like really being afraid of getting what it is that you want, what you desire. Because it's a hard and long process, but everyone is going to get what they deserve and what they need in this situation. And you are going to walk away from this very difficult situation feeling inspired, feeling open-hearted, like new opportunities for love and connections, feeling more free in yourself and your soul than you have in a really long time. The 9 of Pentacles is about wish fulfillment. You're getting everything that you want and deserve, and confidence for you is really your key here. Confidence and self-expression, expressing, asking for your needs to be met, saying, don't be afraid to outline what it is that you want in this contract, whatever it is for you. Now, whatever the contract is different for everybody watching, but I'm seeing very strongly custody, divorce settlement type of thing. And then for some of you, it's a job contract, negotiating a contract of some kind in terms of work. And the Page of Cups on top of the take a risk, venture forward, it can feel hard to open your heart up again to new opportunities after going through everything that you've gone through. Spend some time honoring yourself, nurturing yourself, reflecting on the things that you've gone through in the past, integrating them, really healing and integrating them. But then don't be afraid to be open to love, to new opportunities, to a brand new life that's more aligned with your soul, that's coming for you after you've finished this process of leaving the past behind. And with that, I'm going to end your reading here, pile number 3. Thank you for being here, sharing your energy with me. I really appreciate it. If this reading resonated for you, give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to stay connected with you, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.